Hi, I'm Chas-Salmon with Practice CrossFit, and today we are in the kitchen. I have gotten multiple compliments on my salmon patties. I've been cooking food for clients for multiple goal reasons, figure competitions, lose weight, or just ideas on variety. The salmon patty has come up a winner, so I want to show you guys and put it together for you in front of you and show you how to do something that's fairly quick and tastes really good. So here we go. I always start with the pink salmon, and I check this out because I know it's a can, but the ingredients are pink salmon and salt. So we're going to add that first. Now, what's going to hold this together the best and the most paleo way to hold this patty together is going to be an almond meal, your almond meal flour. Okay, we're going to probably put about a cup of almond flour meal into your 2 cans of salmon, if I don't create a total mess here. This is a 1/2 cup measurement, so 2 of these, a little bit overflowing, and that should be, a cup should be good with 2 cans of salmon. Awesome. Egg. Egg also helps hold the patty together, and I put 2 whole eggs in to the measurement. Something that I've learned is with garlic, I used to be really timid because I don't want to blow garlic on people after I've eaten it, but at least 2 tablespoons of this garlic, minced garlic, can help the taste of your salmon patty or your turkey burger. So I add the garlic now. Now, this is something that I like to add, and you can do anything. I have added broccoli, I've added asparagus, but peppers, yellow and red peppers, seem to make a really good tasting salmon patty. So 1 whole yellow pepper and 1 whole red pepper is what we will add to 2 cans of salmon. Good. And then an onion, and this is a small onion, and it's probably not completely all of the onion, but it's most of a small onion. One thing that I have learned and I like to do is add bacon to different patties that I'm making. It seems to definitely bring up the flavor. So something I've learned, follow me to the oven. Is to bake your bacon. You can cook a great deal more with that, and I let it get really crispy. So we've got our bacon done, and I'm going to crumble it up into the mixture, into the bowl. But what I do first is I'm actually going to use this bacon grease, and I'm going to use it to fry my salmon. So I'm going to put it over into the electric skillet. So one good reason to bake your bacon is that on a baking sheet you can fit so much more bacon and get so much more done. So this was about 9 pieces, and we're going to crumble it into the mixture. So now, after everything is in, the only last 2 ingredients that I did add was salt and pepper, and you can do that to however you want it to taste. Now we're going to mix this up and use an electric skillet to put it in and fry it on both sides. So we have to make sure that all the little bones are mashed up. That's why I try to use my hands and just go through it really good to make sure everything gets minced up, mashed up together. Now, so all I'm doing is making whatever size of salmon patty will fit in my electric skillet. I don't really care what the size is right now because I will measure these after they're done cooking. So I just place them in there nice and round. I let them cook for a while on this side, on the first side, because being that we used almond meal flour for the stickiness in the egg, they're not going to turn just perfectly easy. Not like something where you use bread, right, where you normally make a salmon patty. So I let it cook longer on this first side, and then I'll turn them over. They'll be nice and brown, and let them cook for a smaller amount of time on the second side, and you've got your salmon patty. Nice and crunchy like we like it. That is how I make salmon patties. Today I'm going to put this with a little bit of zucchini, and that's how 15 minutes of work in the kitchen will get you a great tasting salmon patty. Thank you. I'm Chastity Sloan with Practice CrossFit.
So we actually just watched Chastity cook salmon patties, and then off camera Chastity and I got into a discussion about the kind of fat that was in it. We're going to go ahead and exclude some of the vegetables and the carbohydrate content, because that's relatively nil, even though some of our recent posts has talked about staying away from the majority of carbohydrates for most of us. But what we're looking at mainly is the two different versions of fat that she has in it, which we're going to go ahead and consider the salmon to be a protein. But if you're looking at some of the labeling, the salmon is actually going to label how much monounsaturated, how much polyunsaturated, how much trans fat, which is man-made, so there's none in there, and how much saturated fat is in there, which is not necessarily required, because if you look at almond meal, they're only going to tell you how much saturated fat is in it, when the majority of your almond meal is actually polyunsaturated. What we're looking for is obviously high omega-3 content, which everybody thinks, you know, salmon's high in omega-3s, and comparative to other fish, it very well may be, but it's probably still not anywhere near the amount of omega-3 that we need to be taking in a day to simply combat the inflammation that's present. And that's the main thing that we're looking at when we take omega-3, regardless of all the other benefits that it has, is simply anti-inflammatory. A pro-anti-inflammatory, or something that causes inflammation, is the almond meal that Chastity put in there. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, almonds are high in omega-6, especially processed and especially roasted. So theoretically, raw almonds would be better than cooked almonds, because you actually oxidize the omega-6. So it's not that we don't need omega-6, it is an essential fat, just like a derivative of, actually, omega-3 is conditionally essential, which the derivative that's in flax is essential, but the ALA and that doesn't convert over as easily, but that's neither here nor there. So if you're looking at the ratio, we need to add to omega-3 fat that's found in this to counteract some of this, and a simple way to do that without eating a carbohydrate or without eating more protein than is necessary is to just add the fat, which is usually found in fish oil. So we wanted to hit a couple of things, and then the bacon that Chastity used has the saturation that we're looking for, because about 55% of that bacon grease in the bacon that she used is a saturated fat. Maybe less, maybe more, depending on which kind of bacon you get, but the saturated fat is critical for the absorption of the omega-3. So you had to have them all. The only thing we're missing out on is a little bit of monounsaturates, but that's also found in some of your almond. So as far as ratios go, the saturated fat in the bacon was absolutely necessary. The polyunsaturated omega-3 in the fish was absolutely necessary. The omega-6 in the almonds is necessary, but again, you want a ratio of 2:1 omega-6 to omega-3, at most 4:1 omega-6 to omega-3. So that is Practice CrossFit with a little bit of discussion about what you just saw Chastity cooking. I'm Josh, and thanks a lot.